Hello, everybody. It is 11 a.m. Pacific time here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I am. And if you're Central Time, you're about 1 o'clock, and Eastern Time, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Go ahead and type into the question bar there if you can hear me. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. We are recording this, so if you're watching this on a playback, this was recorded over a webinar platform. All right, I see some new names coming in already. Fantastic. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lori Ballen, and I have a real estate team here in Las Vegas called Lori Ballen Team. And we serve Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, and I have partners in Reno now as well. And we would absolutely love your real estate referrals, of course. Now, the beauty of what I've been able to do is because I understand lead gen through the internet at a very high level. My business now looks like I spend all day in lead gen on the computer generating leads through the search engines and through social media. And I have a team and partners then that go close the transaction. So what that means is I personally have not worked with a client. I got in 2007 and I got out in 2009. Basically, where it comes to working with buyers and sellers, I was a listing agent for 2 years, a top listing agent, very aggressive listing agent. And once I realized that that leads are where I wanted to spend all of my time, I went out and mastered leverage and found out how to, work with other people. So I lead gen and they get them closed. It's a beautiful relationship. And I get to work from home with my cat in beautiful Las Vegas with a pool outside my window. So it's really cool. Also, I opened a marketing company, and you can see there on the screen, ballenbrands.com is my digital marketing company, and we build real estate agent websites. We handle your blogging, your real estate market reports, your pay-per-click services. We are Infusionsoft developers, so we can help build out your campaigns. And we're also IDX broker developers, so we can help you with your real estate listing IDX solutions as well. All right, but I am a teacher trainer first, and that's where my passion is. So I want to give you guys some good stuff. Now I'm going to end on time today. I try to keep these at 30 minutes, and I'm going to go really fast. So these are going to be action packed. So you're going to have a lot of questions, I'm sure. Sabrina, my beautiful redheaded assistant, who happens to be my 25-year-old daughter, is online here, and she is a master Ballen method trainer, and she will answer your questions as they come in as best as she can. I also have an online training system called theballenmethod.com where you can watch this all in slow-mo and take your time and learn it all. So head on over to theballenmethod.com if you want to get more in depth with all this. Alrighty? Okay, so the 7 deadly sins that real estate agents commit with their websites. I'm going to make this as relative to 2017 as I possibly can because I live in this every single day and I'm constantly seeing the changes. All right. So deadly sin number 1 is that they don't have proper knowledge about search engine optimization. All right. So this is a simple thing. Somebody goes over to Google and they type something in like San Diego beach communities. Let's do San Diego beach homes for sale under 400K, which is how people actually search. And you want to be showing up right here on the search engines. The top few spots there, the top 4 are paid advertisements. Everything below that is earned in. And so what I focus teaching you guys in is on that earned in part. And boy, I'll tell you, it is such a small percentage of people that focus on search engine optimization. And when you get into the real estate agent world, the real estate industry, it's a very small amount. And I think it's because people believe that Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com have the lockup. But let me show you a real life example here. This software here, and this is actually one of the deadly sins, is that people don't track. And this is called Clicky, and this is a really cool analytic tool that does a whole lot of fancy things for you. It shows you your top performing content, it shows you your traffic, it shows user engagement, it's all kinds of things. But what I want to show you really quick is if I go over here to searches, and then I go over here to newest, unique, and I drop this down here, we'll just look at April. These are actual search terms that people are typing into the search engine to find my website, okay? Addresses, these are huge. This is why I teach you guys how to market your listings online so that you can beat Zillow and Truly and Realtor.com for your own listings when somebody's standing in front of that house Googling the address, which they do. We know that they do all the time. All right, Las Vegas real estate market 2017. Guys, this needs to be number 8 on my deadly sins. I'm giving you 7. I'm adding in a number 8 impulsively. An 8th sin is that real estate agents don't create real estate market reports. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're allowing the news and the newspapers, media channels to outdo us on real estate in our own markets. And I'm getting listings from people Googling Las Vegas housing trends, Las Vegas real estate market, Las Vegas market estimations, and all of that. They're landing on one page on my website on a real estate market report, and it's pretty easy to do, and it's not too challenging to rank for, believe it or not, on the search engines. I got on there really fast. All I have to do every month is update it, make sure that I'm putting out the new month's edition. All right, so this is important. Now, I wouldn't know this was working so well if I wasn't able to see this here in my tracking software, right? All right, so here's the next one. What to know when buying a property in Las Vegas. That person's finding a blog post on my website that's all about buying a property in Nevada. Closing date, house purchase, that's a blog post. Where is the new Las Vegas Golden Knights Arena? Las Vegas just got a hockey team, and so I wrote a blog post. Well, I actually didn't write it myself. I had a team of writers write it, which you guys can do as well. And I know what content we need, and they create it, and it's fantastic. Where is the new Las Vegas Golden Knights Arena? Now, if you don't have the budget to hire out for content is another one of our deadly sins. In fact, it's which one is it here? Number 4, deadly sin that agents underestimate the importance of content marketing. That's what's driving all of these results here is content. That's what it is. So I pay attention to, okay, what's happening in my market? What's happening with real estate? Okay, so we got a new hockey team. Let's write a blog post about that. Okay. Now, if I don't have the budget to hire out for it, I'm going to create these things myself, and I'm going to sit down and create a game plan for how I'm going to create that content and what it's going to look like, and is it going to be a video? Is it going to be an audio? How am I going to write this? Okay. So let me give you an example of something really cool here. I'm going to show you this really cool tool, and thought I had it open there, but I don't. Hold on a second, let me just log in. There, we are logged in. Okay, so let's say I wanted to write a blog on the hockey team. So I could put golden, oh, let me go to the content template, sorry. This tool does cost money. I will tell you right now that when I got into real estate in 2007, I was completely broke, flat broke, no credit cards, no lines of credit, nothing. I had a multi-million-dollar business that I had sold, and then unfortunately made some bad financial decisions over a couple of years, lived really big, spent a lot, and got into real estate with nothing. And part of the reason I tell you this is because I couldn't afford these bells and whistles. And this software I'm showing you here is a bell and whistle, okay? And if you've got the budget for it, great. If you don't, there's other things that you can do. But this is a really, if you can afford it, this is a really cool way to create your content, okay? So let's say I wanted to type in here Las Vegas hockey. So the keyword phrase that I want to rank for on the search engines is Las Vegas hockey. Slow this down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing, okay? So we're going to go for Las Vegas hockey. We're going to click here. We can measure this desktop or mobile. I'm going to click Create SEO Template. Now, any of the tools that I talk about today, if you hop on over to loristools.com, you can find my affiliate links to these products. They may or may not give you a discount or an extended free trial, so they're worth checking out. I'm not sure if Sabrina's throwing the links out there to you guys, but this is SEMRush, so definitely use my link if you check it out and get a free trial, okay? So here's what it does. What it does is it tells me who my top 10 rivals are on the search engines. And I'm going to show you at the bottom, it actually opens those up bigger. Okay, so here's on Google, these are the 10 websites that rank on page 1. Well, why you would not need to pay attention to anybody else except for these 10. because this is where you want to rank, is those 10. So these are the ones we're going to pay attention to. So what happens is Google goes out there and SEMRush goes out there and scours the web and pulls those 10 in and says, okay, all 10 of these websites are using the following semantically related keywords. Now, what we know, SEO in 2017, with artificial intelligence, machine learning, it's called RankBrain, that's actually helping now rank these entities on the search engines. RankBrain is measuring interactions and clicks on the page, and it's also doing things like measuring semantically related keywords. So instead of wanting a piece of content to say Las Vegas hockey, Las Vegas hockey, Las Vegas hockey 10 times like old school SEO used to be, instead it wants to see Las Vegas hockey in its appropriate places, but then it wants to see similar keywords, semantically related keywords, like NHL teams. So instead of saying hockey again, it wants to see NHL. You see how those are going to be related? So it's saying if you're going to create a piece of content, make sure that your content is going to somewhere include some of these keywords as well. Okay? And then backlinks. It tells you these other 10 page one ranking websites have links coming to their articles, their websites from these other websites. So you might want to go out and do some outreach and get some links pointing back to your website. Okay? It tells you, this is my favorite right here, text length. The recommended text length is 844 keywords. You guys, this is gold. This is gold. Are you guys able to hear me? I just noticed that Luke typed in, he couldn't hear me. Everybody else okay? I'm going to keep talking just in case because there's a lag time. So everything is about content these days, okay? Good quality, rich, in-depth content. Content that answers a question, solves a problem. It's informative. It's educational. This is content in 2017, and that's what's feeding the search engines. Well, people ask me all the time about word count. So here's what you have to know about word count. You can rank for 10 words on a page if it solves the searcher's intent. The person on Google typing in their search. If those 10 words solve that person's intent, it's not competitive, it's easy, it's got a low barrier of entry on page 1 of Google, you can rank for it. Google's not saying, okay, well, we're only going to rank people that have 800 words or we have 500 words. That's not what they're doing. What they're doing more is going how in-depth, oh, sorry, I can't turn my notifications off. I'm on a loaner computer and I can't figure out how to turn on the do not disturb. So we're going to see those pop-ups. So how in-depth can I go with 200 words? Probably not super in-depth. However, let me give you an example. If somebody goes to Google and types in, is there state income tax in Nevada? The answer no is one word. It solves the searcher's intent. Okay? Now, after that, though, I can go more in-depth about Nevada and how we have low costs of living and we don't have state employment tax, and I can talk about property taxes and all of those things, and now give that person more information to read. Now that makes sense, so I'm going to get into more words. So this average text length is telling you, how hard is it going to be to go in there and compete? If I want to compete with this hockey and I want to rank for hockey, which clearly I already am, and I just wrote that blog post 10 days ago, so somebody's already finding my page there. If I want to rank for that, I need to be better than those top 10. So 844 words is going to be my minimum. So I'm probably going to write 900, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, whatever happens to apply in that particular case. Okay? And so then underneath that, it gives you 10 more, or it gives you those 10 and you're able to look at them larger. And then at the bottom, it'll tell you like if they're using video and if they're adding images and what else you might want to consider. Isn't that a cool tool, you guys? I just think that is the coolest. You can do it manually. You just go over to Google, type in Las Vegas hockey, the words you want to rank for, scroll down, look at the organic ranking keywords under that local pack starting right here. Okay, let me look at that one, let me look at that one, let me look at that one, let me look at that one. You could open their page of content, you could look at how many words. So believe me, I did this all manually back in the day, all of it. So you do not need the bells and whistles. It's just going to take you a lot longer. And it's more inconvenient, you know, because you're going to have to do it manually, but it absolutely can be done, right? Another thing that with the first deadly sin there and tying in the tracking deadly sin is user interaction. So one of the things that you need to know in SEO for 2017, let me go back to this dashboard, RankBrain Artificial Intelligence is measuring clicks on the page. So what's important is that you're paying attention to how many actions your users are taking on your website. How much time do they spend on your website, okay? And there are some, on my blogs, loriballen.com, I actually have a breakdown there of the averages of like the top 10, what their bounce rate is, the top 10, how long people usually stay on their website, the top 10, how many interactions people usually have. So there's some guidance there, but you want to be paying attention to that. This page here is really cool, and I think I can send this out right here in the chat. If you have not seen this already, I've got some great information, there we go, for you on SEO in 2017, and there's like a 45-minute video there just on what you need to know in 2017. Also wanted to mention this really cool tool before I finish my other sins, listingstoleads.com. Is an incredible tool if you haven't checked it out. And how I'm getting these listings that I mentioned is people are Googling things like how to sell a home in Las Vegas fast, or how much is it going to cost me to sell my house. And I have this instant home value estimator on my website. And what they do is they Google, they find my blog post, and then I have a call to action that says find out what your home is worth in 15 seconds or less, or find out what your home might sell for in 15 seconds or less. That type of thing. They click through to my page here, and this tool is provided by Listings to Leads. Now, don't fill this out on my website because it messes up my numbers, and I'm a fiend with tracking. So if you will, instead, head on over to listingstoleads.com/Ballen, all lowercase, listingstoleads.com/Ballen. And I think instead of a 15-day trial, you get a 30-day trial when you use my link. Okay, and there's all kinds of other stuff there on marketing listings, and so it would be a sin not to use Listings to Leads or check that out if you've got the budget to do so. If you don't have the budget, don't worry about it, okay? Another deadly sin is people fail to design for mobile. Okay, check this out. This tool is free until you do something, and then it makes you pay for it. I don't remember when it makes you pay, but this is called mobiletest.me. And all you have to do is go down here and say, okay, let me see what my website looks like on a Samsung. Let me see what my website looks like on an iPad. Let's see what it looks like on an Apple iPhone, okay? Then you pick a page on your website and you see what it looks like. Hold on, let's go to, okay, so any one of these, let's just go to new homes, that works. And we're slow because I'm running all these tabs. Okay, here we go. And we're going to type this into mobiletest.me, and we're going to click go. So you'll see what I did there is I actually left the home page and I went to one of my longer URLs to show you how that works. And what you can do here is you can actually now look at what would my website actually look like on a mobile device. And there's a little scroll bar, and you can actually scroll all the way down and take a look at it. Now, the mistake that people make is that they think having a mobile responsive theme is good enough. It's not. How you design, how you create your content. So here, strategically, we've done several things with our content for mobile. One, we put a search widget on the top of the website. That way, no matter where they are, if they want to search for homes, instead of bouncing off the page, they can always get right there to that search widget. We think that's very important. We track everything on heat maps, so we've been able to see that this is super effective. Okay, I've got a little description there, and then we've got some IDX. One of the mistakes people make is that they put way too many listings here, and people have to scroll. You don't want to have 100 listings there. You want to give them the ability to click here and view all results, and that will either send them into the Homes app, or it'll send them to your page where they can surf around at listings. Okay, next, lists, bullet pointed lists and tables, lists and pricing tables. Give them somewhere to click quickly. They don't want to sit here and read big chunks of text. They want to go somewhere. Give them places to go. Calls to action, big clear buttons. Give them places to go, okay? Internal links. See these little here where you're highlighting over a set of keywords and then you're attaching a link? Those are like embedded commands. They're internal links. They're good for SEO. They're good for mobile. They're good for the quality user experience. And here's a great example. You see how much content is on this page? A lot. I'm breaking up paragraphs with bold headers, with spaces in between instead of big chunky text. And then at the bottom, we're giving them another set of options to go look at homes, and then a little search button where they can go, and then their social icons. I build all my own websites through my marketing company. Ballen Brands is where you want to go if you want one of these. These are called Brew, Ballen Real Estate Websites. And what happened was I realized that I was doing so much with leads, I didn't have enough control over the platforms I was on. And one of our deadly sins here actually is lease or rent a borrowed platform instead of owning their own website. I wanted to own my own website. I wanted to have control over my tracking codes and my pop-ups and my registrations and my pages. I didn't want any limitations. And if I switched brokerages, which I have no intent to do, but I have done that one time, when I switched brokerages from Coldwell Banker to Keller Williams, I lost my website because it was a brokerage provided website and I had to start over. So all of that SEO and all of that, it wasn't an asset. I was losing money, dumping money into this website that wasn't going to be mine long term, and I think that was a terrible mistake. So I said, you know what? I need to go get my own websites, and so I opened a marketing company, and that's how that started. Actually, was just from building our own. We do build on WordPress platforms. They are unlimited. They're not locked up, so you can add plugins, and we've got some incredible hosting options, and we can also set you up on a success plan where we create your content for you. So I do some in-depth research on your market. I know, how we go about sellers in your market, how we go about buyers, and then we can create a success plan and say, okay, you've got the website, now we need to drive it with content, right? Which is what we talk about here. Another deadly sin is that real estate agents don't pay attention to how their pages load, the speed. So I use a tool here, a free tool called Pingdom. I'll show you how this works. So I'm going to click on Pingdom, and let's just grab that new homes page again. And what you do with Pingdom is you put your website, that whole long URL there, okay? So your top level domain is this right here, ballenvegas.com. That's your main domain. That's your top level domain. Then you have your slug. You have everything that comes after the slash. Everything in that slash there is what you want, because that identifies that particular page. Okay, so pick a place fairly close to you. It's going to be farther away, obviously, in Melbourne, Australia, if somebody's searching there. But then you click Start Test. Now, our goal is to be under 3 seconds. We want our page to load in under 3 seconds, okay? There's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into this, but under 3 seconds. So if I scroll down here, look at my results, that page loaded in 1.42 seconds and is faster than 82% of all other websites tested on the web, okay? That's going to be really positive for my search engine rankings, because Google's going to look at that and say, okay, now they rank by a person does a search, they find your page, and then rank kicks in with measuring user interaction, right? How long did the person stay on that page? Did they click through to other pages? Did they watch a video? Did they interact? What happened once they were there? Well, if your page takes 5 seconds to load, you're losing a large amount of your visitors already that don't want to sit and wait. And so it already sends a negative signal to Google that, the person never finished their search and went back to the search engine then and went to one of the other pages. So it's important for a quality user experience that you are paying attention to the page speed. Now, several of the reasons why page speed is hindered, why it takes so long to load. Oftentimes you're just loading way too high resolution images, or maybe you have way too much video on your page. You know, if you're loading 5 videos on your page. It's possible your host is not good. So if you're hosting your website, you know, you have your website, to make it go live, it has to be on a host server somewhere. And sometimes these companies will pack way too many websites onto one server, and it will cause your website to be extra slow. So if you're finding your entire website is loading in longer than 3 seconds, not just 1 or 2 pages here or there, not just a set of pages, but your whole website, you might have a problem with your host. So what you might need to do is just contact your host and buy a larger plan. So now you're going to be put on a server that has less websites on it, so there's going to be more room for you there. Or you might have to move servers. So I'll let you know that we were using GoDaddy primarily. We've recently switched over to Flywheel. And again, you can find a link to Flywheel at loristools.com, or you can contact my company. We actually do handle WordPress and can help you with your transfer over to Flywheel if you need to. But once we got all of our websites on Flywheel, everything was loading in magnificently in seconds. Google has something called AMP, Accelerated Mobile Pages, and you'll notice some websites that load instantly. A lot of them are on AMP, and that's where you actually host your pages with Google. And we're a little nervous about doing that, and we believe also that website hosting is going to catch up, and they're going to get faster and faster and faster. So AMP's not going to be a necessity long term, but you can get a little ranking boost on Google if your website if you have accelerated mobile pages and they load faster. So it is just something else to keep in mind. So our 7 deadly sins. They don't pay attention to search engine optimization, lack of understanding keyword strategies, and again, this goes back to some simple tools of researching how people search. Here's a quick free example. You go over to Google and you type in things to do in Palm Beach, Florida. Okay, so you're a real estate agent in Palm Beach, Florida, and you want to rank hyperlocally, which I have whole lesson plans on why you would want to do that. Down here, watch this. When you start typing this in, Google will start suggesting things to you. Things to do in Palm Beach County, Peanut Island, West Palm Beach, things to do in West Palm Beach at night, things to do in West Palm Beach today. There's 4 blog posts right there. Okay, so now you need to learn, if you don't already know, okay, now what do I do with these keywords? Where do I put them on my blog post so that they're relative? Do I need to use these in my title? There's something called heading tags that have a small component to the ranking algorithm, so we want to make sure that our keywords are in our H1 tag and our H2 tags. How do I use semantically related keywords to these so that we rank well? What is the competition like? You know, so that's just some basic keyword research, and you can do that for free. You can use Google Keyword Planner, or you can use my favorite tool, SEMRush. Like I said, it's got an incredible back end here where you can actually type something in like San Diego homes for sale, and it will then give you a list of keywords and how much search volume they have, how competitive the keyword phrase is, how much people are spending on clicks. Then underneath that, check this out. This is a whole nother webinar. It gives you a list of all your competitors. Now I could click on my competitor and I can see every keyword my competitor ranks for. I can see their pay-per-click ads. So I can get super aggressive, which is where I'm at now, obviously, because we've already built out all of our standard keyword pages. Now I'm super aggressive. I can pull up competition in a market. I can look at where my gaps are. Okay, so that particular website is ranking really high for Las Vegas zip code map. 3% of their website traffic is coming from that keyword term out of all their ranking keywords. So then I need to go onto my website and create a Las Vegas zip code map, clearly, which I've done now, and I do rank for that. But that's how I got the idea originally, was then by looking up the competition and finding my gaps. So, wow, we got through them all, didn't we? Keyword, content marketing, designing for mobile, page speed, tracking and measuring. Obviously, these are just the beginning. And again, if you want to learn how to do this yourself at home, check out theballenmethod.com. I'm living in there, constantly giving you new lesson plans and tutorials on how to do this. I have a free blog at loriballen.com, youtube.com/Lori Ballen if you want to check out some of my YouTube videos. And of course, I'm all over Facebook. Just type in Lori Ballen, you'll find my pages and groups. And if you need a real estate website, content, pay-per-click marketing, a new host for your WordPress site, a better IDX, any of that, click on over to ballenbrands.com and check out all of our services here. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate you and hope to connect with you more in the future. Bye-bye.